Okay, I'm doing a little bit of recipe testing tonight. I'm doing a chicken breast dish with quinoa and cherry tomatoes. And I don't have fresh basil, so I'm just using dried. In the summertime, I'd use fresh basil. And what I've done, and it will be really pretty on your plate. Okay, so I've had a little technical difficulty there, but I went ahead and flipped these over after about 4 minutes. I'm going to do 4 minutes on each side, and then after that I'm going to transfer them over to my sheet pan here. I have it lined with parchment paper, but you could use foil too. And so I'm going to transfer that down to my oven, which is preheated at 375 degrees. And I'm going to do that, let them finish in there for about 10 minutes. So I'm going to let these go just a few more minutes here and then transfer it in the oven. And then I'm going to go ahead and start making my rest of my dish. I'm going to go ahead and transfer these over to my dish, or to my pans, the sheet pans. And then I'm going to start building the rest of it. Okay, so I've added 1 onion to, there's some existing oil in the pan. And I'm going to add this onion and a little bit of stock. I'm actually going to add a little bit of white wine to pick up some of this fond that's on the bottom. So that nice brown fond that's on the bottom from searing the chicken adds a ton of flavor to your dish. So you want to make sure you pick that up and incorporate it. And using something like or vinegar will pick that acid up. Water would work too, but the wine will give it just a little bit more flavor. So I'm going to add that. As you can see, it's already starting to pick up. So I'm going to let these onions soften a little bit. I'm adding 4 cups of water, which I would do stock, but I don't have any stock here right now. So I'm doing water, and then I'm going to add some chicken base to it, which is not my favorite thing to do, but that's what I'm doing tonight. Now I'm going to add 2 cups of quinoa and bring this to a boil, and then let it simmer for about 15 to 18 minutes, and it'll be done. I'm going to add the cherry tomatoes the last maybe 5 minutes. Pulled out the chicken breasts, and I'm going to let them rest. I put a little foil over them to keep them warm. And then I'm rethinking what I'm doing here. I'm actually going to go ahead and put the tomatoes in and roast them while the quinoa is finishing. Instead of putting them in the quinoa, I think it'll give them more flavor. So I should have done this with the chicken and roasted it all together, but you know, sometimes you think of things too late. So that's what I'm doing. So the tomatoes are still roasting, and I saw this baby spinach that I had in the fridge, and I thought, you know, that might be kind of good in there. So I'm going to throw that in. I'm going to throw this whole bag in. I'm going to let it wilt in with the steamed spinach, and let that sort of come together. And then when the tomatoes are done, I'm going to add it all together, and it'll be finished.